Jeremy Coney now, and he's bowling to John Dyson.
It's well played, and there's a single. That's a beautifully played shot. That bisected the outfield, and it's racing away towards the boundary. It might not make it. Hadley slides in and pulls it back. Well, that's a fine bit of fielding. And a very strong throw right over the top of the stumps. Great bit of fielding there by Richard Hadley. A marvellous shot, really good cricket. Oh, and there's another one. This one's in the air over mid-wicket. This might get to the boundary. It's a short boundary out to the square area, and that is 4. So Wood smashing that over the top of mid-wicket. Not quite middling it. Again, a quick single. This could be close. Oh, he's missed the stumps. And again, a very, very close run out there.
And I would reckon that probably hurt Graham Wood. He busted that finger in Perth the other day. And that slide there and the jarring of the bat wouldn't have done him any good at all. There was some doubt, in fact, if he'd be available for this game. And there's plenty of doubt whether he'd still be on the field if that ball had hit the stumps. Really, there's a little bit of harry-carry out there.
And that could be out. Beautiful catch. Diving forward at cover, and the first wicket has fallen. Wood caught at cover. A diving catch off the bowling at Chatfield. So Australia 1 for 37.
Well, that was a really good piece of cricket. Wood not quite to the pitch of the ball, hitting it to short extra cover. So that's the first Australian wicket down for 37.
That's good shot, picking on the up over mid-wicket. 4 runs, a master in action there. A quick set down for fine leg. Brings up the 50 for Australia, 1 for 50. And a fine return. Good fielding, good outfielding. Well, that's short. You can't bowl there to Greg Chappell, and he pulls that away. Just forward to the square umpire for 4 runs. Cairns dropping short at medium pace, and Chappell quickly into position. Dispatched that beautifully just forward to the square umpire.
That's in the air, just over the head of McEwen. Lofted on drive, be 3 in it. Ounce of luck there for Dyson, and 3 runs. Been in superb form this season so far, Greg Chappell. Oh, and an appeal for caught behind. Not supported by wicketkeeper Warren Lees. Nice straight drive, good timing. Minimum amount of effort into that, and produces 3 runs. Whipped off the legs. Good shot. Vince Cairns getting around very quickly. Heaves it in. Dyson looking for the quick single. Could have been out. Greg Chappell sending him back. Picked up very quickly by Bracewell.
It's a very good piece of fielding by Bracewell, who's come on as a substitute and had plenty of work to do.
It was a lovely shot, lovely straight drive. Beats Bracewell at mid-off, coming down towards the boundary. A nice shot, long boundary this. Bruce Edgar just tapping it back, with the Australians no problems in getting through for that 4th run. Oh, shepherded off and hits the stumps. Jeff Howarth.
I think if it had been Max Walker, it would have been a bit more hip and shoulder in it. But Chatfield comes across, definitely lays a bit of shoulder into Greg Chappell.
And it's in the air. Chappell going for the big hit. Warren Lees coming underneath it, and he's out. Good breakthrough for New Zealand. Good delivery from Chatfield, just short of a length. Greg Chappell going for the big hit, skied it. Difficult catch. The New Zealand fieldsman converging in it, but did the right thing and left it for Warren Lees.
Chappell attempting the front foot flick over mid-wicket into the vacant outfield. Lees goes for it right from the beginning. He's got his eyes on it and decides that it's his. And it's a very good breakthrough for New Zealand. The Australian captain gone for 25. And Australia 2 for 92.
And straight into full fly. Beautiful off drive. pierce the field. Won't make the boundary. It could be 4 in a very long boundary, this Adelaide Oval. And Kim Hughes off the mark. Very first delivery with 4 all run. And shot by John Dyson off the back foot, the short boundary out there, 4 runs. Dyson on to 47. And the Australian total, 101. That's in the air. Could be 6. Is 6. Big hits, Kim Hughes. Short boundary, just the same. He got underneath it, lifted it over the fence.
Kim Hughes timing that ball beautifully. Picks it up from outside off stump. Got the foot well across. And that's his 50.
Very well played, Dyson. He's had a marvellous season, and the crowd responding there to a well played 50. His 50 came up in 126 minutes off 107 balls.
Well, that's a fine shot. Bisecting the field at mid-on. It's flying out towards that short boundary, and it will be 4. So a beautiful shot, very well timed by Dyson through the onside. It's over the top, and it's 4. Well, that is a fine shot. A bit of aggression there coming in from Dyson's game. There to hit the ball over the top on the offside. Very good shot. It's in the air, and it might well be out. Bracewell's under it, and it's a good catch. He's caught it. Very well caught there. A ball hit high into the outfield. Bracewell, the sub, out there for Cooney, taking a good catch on the boundary. And Dyson, who's played very well, on his way back to the pavilion. Not very happy, mind you. He's had a marvellous season, and that's certainly a very good start to his international season.
Well, this was good cricket. Dyson picking that ball up from about middle stump out that mid-wicket position. It nearly went through Bracewell's hands, didn't it? You could see the ball go into the hands and almost bounce out. As catch well judged, incidentally, because Bracewell came a little bit too far forward initially and had to go back to take a catch that looked as though it was going over the top of his head at one stage. But that's sensible cricket, I think, from Dyson. 69 very good runs, showing the correct attitude. 3 for 142.
He's hit that well in the air, and there's a fieldsman out there. He's coming in, and it's well caught. That's right down there. Came in very quickly, caught the ball very low, and certainly a fine catch.
Right tactics. Hughes picking up the ball extremely well. Not hitting it as hard as he has done on previous occasions. This time he fell short, and Wright took a very, very good catch to dismiss Hughes for 20. So the total now 4 for 147.
It's not an easy time to come into bat. A recognised batsman down the order, and of course Australia need another 100 runs, I suspect. Oh, and he's gone for it, and he's out. Caught behind, going for the big hit outside off stump, giving himself just a little bit of room. Chatfield finding the outside edge, and Alan Border is on his way.
Really, Alan Border was very unlucky there, I think. The ball was wide of the off stump. It was worthy of a flash. Border did precisely that. He got a thick edge. There's no slip there at all. And had he got a thicker edge, it would have been a certain 4, but instead of which he just got enough bat on it to deflect it into the hands of wicketkeeper Lees, and that was pretty unfortunate.
Well, that's in the air, and he's gone. He's lobbed it up to cover. Good bowling by Chatfield, and an unfortunate grab goes back to the pavilion. He was clearly forced to try and push it on, but he's lobbed it up to cover.
Graf trying to hit the ball on the leg side, a ball that was angled away from him.
That's a beautiful square drive. It's 4 runs. Trevor Chappell getting onto the front foot and hitting on the up. Hitting it with tremendous power. That's struck. And that's caught. What a magnificent catch at backward square leg by Richard Hadley. The New Zealanders have not let a thing go past.
And this great fielding still continuing by the New Zealanders. Trevor Chappell hoiking it off the leg stump. But look at Richard Hadley throwing himself to the right. What a class cricketer he is. And this catch of his, really superb. Throwing himself to the right and taking it. Magnificent effort by the New Zealanders.
And it's 7 for 167 and Australia in trouble. Cairns, and that's in the air. Could be another one. He's into it. And he's caught it there, catching them like showing please the New Zealanders. They're full of confidence in the outfield. And that's the end of Dennis Lilly. Making those outfield catches look easy. And they're never easy, especially in a bright sunny day, and it's so often you have to move in quickly.
Good bowling once again. The short boundary out there. A good catch here by Snedden, coming in underneath it. And then coming forward, John Wright rather, coming forward, catching it on the knees.
Hit high and hard and long. Backward square leg, 4 runs for Rodney Marsh.
Moves on to 13. Good shot. Very strong aspect of Marsh's batting. Getting it away just behind square leg.
He's in the air. Wicketkeeper Lee's getting under. He's getting himself in a bit of a mess. Yes, he never looked like catching that. First mistake by New Zealand is the wicketkeeper not getting back and picking up the flight of that delivery, and it falls safely, and Rodney Marsh has a life.
Well, the first blunder by the New Zealanders, Bill Lawry nominated. You can see Lee's in all sorts of problems. I just wonder whether he may have lost it in the sun for a moment, but the end, not even touching it.
Marsh gets hold of that. It's going over the top, is it? Yes, it is, and that's 6 vital runs to Australia. Marsh picking it up, slugging it over the short boundary at square leg.
Big 6, exactly the same position Kim Hughes put one over earlier on today. Rodney Marsh throwing caution to the wind, picking it up on the half volley, clipping it over that short boundary, over the top of John Bracewell.
Hands again. Marsh giving himself room. He's hit it in the air, and that's nice and straight. That could be 4 more, and the crowd roar. Well played, Rodney Marsh. Tremendous applause as he hit that ball straight down the ground. Australia 201 for 8. Marsh on to 28. That's 6 more. He's got hold of that over the Victor Richardson gates. That's a beauty, Rodney Marsh. Onto the roof, magnificent camera work and a magnificent shot. The crowd on their feet for Rodney Marsh. Great stuff.
Picked it up, swung it square, right over the top.
Where will he bowl this one? We're sure it will be full. Doesn't make any difference. He's got hold of it, and he's put it away for 4 more. Tremendous onslaught by the wicketkeeper batsman, Rodney Marsh. The crowd delighted.
30 runs so far coming from this over, and big hitting by Rodney Marsh. Just what the Australians needed.
Once again, where will it go? It goes over again at 6 more. It's a magnificent hit, Rodney Marsh. Crash it goes.
All that good work done by the New Zealanders. Coming a little unstuck in this last over of Lance Cairns. 3 6s and 2 4s. Mammoth hitting by Rod Marsh. And the last ball, the innings coming up. That is, if we can get it back.
217 for 8.
And where do you think Lance Cairns will pitch this one, Bill?
I don't think he'd know. I'm not sure I don't. Don't worry Rodney Marsh very much. It's full, he's hit it away. It could be out. And that's it. Caught. Into the Australian innings, but a wonderful over for Rodney Marsh, taking 26 off the final over. He's a little bit disappointed in being caught, but 217 standing ovation for the lower order batsman. Brought this game back to life with a big hitting display. The crowd loving it, the Australians loving it. I'm quite sure our viewers in their home enjoyed it very much also.
Well, what an exhibition that was. An absolutely marvellous display of hitting there by Rodney Marsh, and how timely it was to get the Australians up so they could set New Zealand that 218 to win. They moved along quietly until the 13th over. None for 25 was the score. Jeff Lawson, the new cap for the Australian side, is coming in bowling to John Wright, who's made 8, and your commentators are Bill Lawry and Frank Tyson.
It's a thick edge, gets through past the sweeps, and that could be 4 runs. Yes, and 4 very valuable runs for the New Zealanders. A thickish edge through the slip cordon. It's a good shot. Square the wicket. Amongst the Seagulls, and a deflection by a Seagull gives 4 runs to New Zealand. Well. Not very happy when Pascoe had that ball covered, went into the flock of Seagulls, and deflection adds 3 runs to the total. Lawson again. Beats him outside the off stump. The end of the over. No wicket for 37. Well, that's a big hit, and that's 4 runs. Well, it's amazing. A change of bowler. Trevor Chappell. Flexer gets it away for 1. Looking for 2. Misfield by Dennis Lilly, took his eye off the ball, and a very valuable run for New Zealand. Put under pressure by the batsman, looking for the second run. He's hit that hard. Coming around, and it's 4 more. A good over for New Zealand. 10 runs off the over. Trevor Chappell's first. That's beautifully struck. That's 4 runs for the moment. It left the bat at full pitch about middle on the leg, and he flicked that beautifully forward to the square leg umpire right for 4 runs. That's in here. There's a chance for a wicket. It's in the sun. Points getting under it. And well caught. Trevor Chappell, well caught. High in the sun. You see how Cobbins picking up the flight of that ball. Beautifully judged.
That was an excellent catch. Ball going high off a leading edge. And that's the fall of the first New Zealand wicket. Batsman Edgar trying to force it away on the leg side and edging it high off that leading edge to present a very difficult chance to Trevor Chappell, who took it well. So Edgar out for 25, 1-4-61.
Quick single, could be a chance of a run out. Rod Marsh throws it and deflected onto the stumps, and he's out. He's out. Trevor Chappell deflecting that return from Rod Marsh onto the stumps. Paul McEwen is run out for 3.
Good work by Trevor Chappell. I'm not too sure that he actually had the ball in his hand, and it might well have been that it deflected onto the stumps. It might be worth watching that. Seems to me that he dropped the ball with his hand, and whether he actually got it onto the stumps, in fact he did. He had the ball in his hand as he took the bail off. There's no doubt about that. We'll have an interesting view from this angle. Marsh, a very, very good throw. Low though it might have been, yes, certainly a very good decision on the part of the umpire, and that was pretty well taken by Trevor Chappell as well. So Paul McEwen run out for 3, the total 2 for 67.
Lovely shot. It's the one he's been waiting for, the one that's up there right in the slot. Pitched away through the covers, 4 runs. It's a nice shot by Howarth. John Wright. With Lawson in the air. Could be safe. He just bounces in front down there. In front of Sean Graff. Was in the air for some time.
It was a good shot and hard hit. Very sweetly indeed. It's a long, long run down there for Dyson. He'll get to it just in front of the fence. And the batsmen, meanwhile, have crossed for 3. And that's a great shot. A great shot from Wright. Very hard hit. Lawson after it, but they've crossed already for 2. Well, they'll be happy with 3, and at the moment, Wright is looking very, very good indeed. He's hitting the ball very cleanly, very crisply, and now he's just 1 short of his half century. Graff coming in from the northern end. Sir Pascoe doing the fielding. Edgar really has the bit between his teeth now. He's throwing his back at anything wide of the stumps. He's not hitting them cleanly all the time, but he's certainly proving that runs can be picked up.
John Wright's half century came up in 145 minutes from 110 deliveries, 4 fours. Well done, Trevor Chappell. That's a great piece of fielding. A great piece of fielding, that. He took a good catch early. And that was a very difficult run-in, pick-up and throw. He was going one way and he had to throw the other, and he got it in over the top of the bails. Howarth has gone, run out, as so often happens in these games. And what a good throw that was.
It's beautifully timed, square of the wicket. Lovely square drive. That's 4 runs. Parker timing that to perfection. Just went on that ball. It was a full pitch. That's square of the wicket. Well, that's a full pitch. Just put that away down to deep backward square leg, and that's 4 more runs. 13 runs off the over from Lawson. Just what New Zealand needed. It's 4 for 176. That's well struck down the ground. It's in the air. Dyson coming in, and he's dropped it, a sitter. Dear, oh dear. Should have caught that. In fact, it's Alan Border. Apologies to John Dyson. He's turned that down deep fine leg. Going quickly towards the boundary. It's a long boundary down there, and that's 4 valuable runs. Good over for the New Zealand side. The end of Lily's 7th over. That's off the pad. That's going fine. That could be 4. They're coming around, and 4 runs. Inside edge. He's out, yes. Ball not getting up and really asking the question by Tony Craft, with no hesitation at all in giving him out LBW for a very valuable 39 runs to Richard Hadley. Well played. Keeps the game alive at 5 for 198.
Billy once again banging this one into the track short. Hadley expects it to bounce a lot higher than what it does. Takes off for the leg by. But he gets the signal from Crafter. He's on his way, and it's 5 for 198.
And that could be out. He caught him. What a magnificent piece of bowling. A great catch. Tied him down. Tucker looking to hit that on the onside, and Dennis Lilly taking a beautifully judged caught and bowled. Great cricket. Tremendous pressure applied by the great fast bowler.
And New Zealand are 6 for 203.
We'll go through for a quick leg by. That was well run. Australians a little bit sluggish getting in there. Border. It's always on in a situation like this. They'll hit and run, or when the ball strikes, the pads get through quickly. 207 for 6. 12 balls remaining, and there's a chance for a run out. Oh, if he hits them, he misses them. Dear, oh dear, nobody at the stumps. Come on, Australia. Dennis Lilly holds his head. Complete muck up between the batsmen. Throw was to the bowler's end all the time in the world. Nobody at the stumps. And a comedy of errors as far as Australia is concerned. And a valuable run for New Zealand.
Jeremy Coney, a very experienced player in a tight situation. He hit the winning run with 2 balls to go in the West Indies match.
They're running for everything they possibly can, and once again another single. Now the pressure's on everybody. That's in here, that could be out. It's a high one, it's a pressure catch, and he's just caught it. The adrenaline's pumping. Lawson, is it?
He's skying a top edge there. Rodney Marsh tells Lawson that it's his. Lawson, I think, wasn't so keen to hear that. He was up high there for a start, but the ball must have moved away from him. And it's a very relieved Lawson, who says, thank heavens for that. Yes, they'll be sitting right on the edge of the chair. And, they might need a can or 2 or something. There'll be a few records jumping around the place.
That's in the air, that's safe. That's 4 runs, well timed, picked it up, just strained down the leg side. Coney picking it up well. And a beautifully played shot. The end of a fine spell from Dennis Lilly. 10 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 40. It's going to be Jeff Lawson to bowl the final over. And what Greg Chappell must be asking himself is why his bowlers have to bowl 9 no balls in a limited over game and give the New Zealand batsmen those extra balls that certainly will probably bring them victory in this match. You just can't afford to bowl 1.5 overs of no balls. They're bonuses for the opposition as Lawson comes in. And that's cut fine. It could be 4. That could be the winning run. Lance Cairns cutting the ball. A jubilant Lance Cairns running up and down the wicket with the bat held high. And a good victory for New Zealand. Well played, and aren't they happy? And why shouldn't they be? The underdogs in this match, and they've won it well.
Well, what a marvellous win that was, and they paced themselves so well. Really was an object lesson to everyone on the best method to play limited over cricket, to play it and win, that is. One point I must make is to do with the Australian bowling. They gave the New Zealand batsmen an extra 9 deliveries there today, and I'll defy any team in a limited over game of 50 overs to turn around and win the match at that stage. It's just the wrong thing to do. Tactically, it's bad, and I don't know how it's happening. It's just a question, obviously, that they're putting their feet in the wrong position, but they must get it right, otherwise they're going to lose more limited over games.